Daddy Long that get. And shout out to Real Life Crew. Consists of Wayne, like Kanye, Red Milk, and the Squirrel. Keep it litty like a fucking titty. 2019.
Hey, you're one of 12 listeners of the Real Life Podcast.
Does he say consists of?
Yeah.
He opens up very articulate.
Yeah.
And then just the square.
One shot, one kill. Daddy Long. Boys.
Oh, yeah, you don't get 2 takes at Cameo.
No,
Not for $30.
not for 30 clams. That's one shot. Like Jay-Z in the booth. How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of the Real Life Podcast. We got Chris Chalmers in here. We got Bag Milk in here. We got the Squirrel in here. He's doing his thing. Jared's here. I'm your friend Wanye. We are 4-1-1 since last Real Life Podcast, boys.
Wow.
Is this like the Titanic just as it's about to like go under? They're like, the pumps are working, Captain. We can pump out the bilge. Or is this
The
like
band is still playing. Yeah.
yeah? Or is this like 4 more wins in the next 5 games and we're talking about playoffs? Chalmers, thoughts?
My thoughts on this are right now, it honestly feels like the band is still playing.
All right.
And we are, I don't know, like I'm excited about the next couple games. They seem winnable. Then we play Toronto again, which sucks.
All you have to do is just heckle John Tavares to death, and you'll beat the shit out of the.
Then they'll give him
Maple Leafs.
another standing O at his
Yeah, if there's any.
back
Did
at
you
home.
see some of those Islander fan footage, like roasts of John Tavares?
Oh yeah, they're killing him.
Some of the chants were the best. Where's your jammies? Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's the best.
You know, Islanders fans are catching a lot of heat from all this, but you know what? I think it's fucking awesome what
Yeah,
they did.
for
Like
sure.
they got together as fans and did all this stuff. Like it was amazing.
Who are they catching heat from?
Just everyone on the
Yeah.
outside. Everyone on the outside of Islanders fandom, if you will,
Yeah.
was giving them shit for what they did. And maybe there's a couple things, like maybe throwing snakes on the ice or maybe throwing the jersey at them.
If they were live snakes, perhaps.
But like, that's like the 0.1% of the stuff that happened that you could consider bad. But the rest was just gold. Like I hope we're never in a situation where we have to do anything like that. But like
we will be.
I wanna give them full marks. Like, way to get together.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's where the fans won that game.
Yeah.
Like, hands down.
Yeah.
6-1.
I don't think throwing plastic snakes in the ice is the worst thing. If you throw a live boa constrictor or a cobra on the ice, all right, it's a bit much. But a plastic snake, that's like throwing plastic rats at Mellenby when he was playing for Florida in the playoffs.
And yeah, and these guys are pros, right? Like, you know, Tavares did something which, you know, the fandom there didn't agree with, so they just voiced it. So he's a pro. He's getting paid millions of dollars, and I know you shouldn't use that as an excuse because we do have to be, you know, careful, mindful of mental health and all that stuff. But like, I don't know. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like, if you can get 18,000 people chanting, "Who's your daddy?" Like, it's great. We don't need you. Where's your jammies? It's bedtime.
Do you think that a radio station got behind this? Like, there's no way you get 18 or 16,000 people to all do the same
everybody's
thing
pretty mad.
without having. No, I know, but to have like choreographed things, you got to think like a radio station prompted this for like the week ahead.
But I don't think it takes that much. Like, when the Oilers made the playoffs a couple years ago, I got a 5-hole chant started in the first round against San Jose. And that was just me doing it on Twitter.
I remember in the 06 Cup run coming into when we went to that game against Detroit, I ran into my buddy Jeff, who ran up to me breathlessly before social media. He's like, hey, we're going, let's go Oilers, Detroit sucks. You got it for the chant? I'm like, I guess so. He's like, bye. And he ran away. Like, he had to personally tell everybody in the entire arena. Doesn't take much coordination.
I like that.
What'd you think of what Toronto did then when he came back?
Great.
How they, is it great though? Do you think he needed that? Like,
Sure. It's all wrestling. Everything is wrestling, man.
Yep. That's how I looked at it too.
Everything is
Yeah.
wrestling.
they
You
concoct
gotta
a way for him to be the last one out
Oh, it's
just
all
so he
planned.
gets a standing ovation?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think he might have felt like, oh, Jesus. You
John
don't wanna do
Tavares
this.
is as boring as they
Yeah,
can. That's
he's
the
got-
other thing I've
yeah.
learned from all of this is he is boring. That Rogers ad where he's like, when I was 6 years old, me and my dad watched the Toronto Maple Leafs, Doug Gilmour. I'm like, my God in heaven, this motherfucker had enough jam in him to make the NHL? Sounds like a robot.
What are you doing?
Just spraying a little spritz on my face.
For what reason?
No, it's just, this is good stuff. You spray it. It's supposed to help kind of give you some mental alertness.
Jay is not afraid to multitask during the podcast. And it always, like, I'll look over and he's replying to emails. You know that 13 people are listening to this while you're spraying your face?
And I want to make sure I give them my best. I want them to know that I'm fucking mentally alert.
So they know
and
now
I'm here.
His beard just got misted. So now with beard oil.
No, it's not beard oil. It's called Breathe Deeply by Spritz. This is the one that's supposed
don't be mentioning no brands that aren't paying.
Oh, well, they might be a local brand. It says made in Canada, so shout out local brand.
That means the label was made in Canada.
Fair enough.
So yeah, John Tavares, boring.
Boring. Other people that need to be held accountable for this is the arena staff in Long Island. Like, was there people just lined up down the block with like bags of plastic snakes and shit? And they're like, come on in. You couldn't get a keychain into Rogers Place without security taking a look at it.
Plastic.
Definitely smuggle a shovel into the saddle dome.
Yeah, so, yeah. And then celebrate the shovel.
And that's the downfall.
And
then
that's
there's
the
the security
downfall.
take.
So long as you don't celebrate,
Yeah.
I think it's
Don't
fine.
get cocky. Just
Yeah.
bring it in and do what you want, but don't show off, you know?
Exactly.
Don't rub it in our face.
Exactly.
A lot of,
What do you think got turned away though?
wow.
Real snakes?
Yeah.
The giant effigy they were going to bring in made of paper mache and beat to death at the first intermission.
I loved it, man. Like, you don't get to see personality in hockey all that much.
Rivalries are good for sport.
Yes.
Of course.
That's why I loved it.
Yeah. I mean,
course.
the same people complaining about the Canes clapping are the same people complaining about Islanders fans not clapping. Like, we want you to sit in the stands, stare directly ahead, have no thoughts except what a good deal for everything I'm paying for, and then leave.
You know what else is nice about this is I think there's an Oiler connection. We sucked all of the offense out of Toronto the night before.
That's true. We tired them out
We
real
set
good.
the stage. We got them all cocky and arrogant, and then sent them down to Long Island to just get their asses handed to them.
I was happy that the Isles won that night.
Oh,
So did I.
Yeah, and I wanted it to be a shelling. Like, I was for the one time of my life, I was actually checking the scores of an Islanders game and celebrating.
Well, it was fun too because as an Oilers fan, 24 hours prior was awful.
Oh, horrendous.
We were having a horrible evening.
Yeah.
And then to see them get pumped the next day while the Oilers win in Ottawa at the same time was nice.
Oh, yeah. That one early on didn't seem like it was going to be our game. did it?
Hey. But we don't
That's
want to
right.
talk
You don't
about how
draw
it
pictures
started.
on the scoreboard.
All I see is a 4-2 win. That's all
That's
I
not
see
true.
about
The
that.
scoreboard's like a giant LED screen filled with pictures.
That's true.
Me and the boys were watching the first 5 minutes of the Toronto game, and we were like, this is going to be awesome. And then we were so pumped up to come back and watch it after they had to go have a shower quickly before dinner.
These are your kids.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you were hanging out with like the Jonas
No, my
brothers.
boys, me and my kids.
Oh,
yeah.
the boys.
And we came back.
I'm
and
like
it
one
was-
of your original boys. Hanging with the boys used to mean to be like, why the hell
Yeah.
wasn't I invited, you asshole?
Yeah, now my
you got
OG
new
boys.
Yeah. The ones that need all your money.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, and then it was mind blowing how many goals he gave up right in the beginning of the second period. Right?
Boom, 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 boom.
So that was awful. That turned it around. So guess what we did?
You played
Stop
Fortnite.
watching. No, we went and played NHL.
Nice. You can control your destiny there.
That's right.
WHL 19. You were the Oil Kings?
Yeah, you can be the Oil Kings.
Your favorites.
Can you?
Yeah, I think
wow.
so.
Jeez, I don't know enough.
You can be teams from the KHL.
What's that guy you like in the Oil Kings?
Trey
That's
Fix-Walensky.
the one. Can you play him?
I don't know. I haven't tried yet. I'm gonna try tonight now.
That's not a shock. I'm surprised you don't have 17 seasons under your belt.
Yeah.
No, I've been a little Oil Kings light lately. I haven't gone to many games. But did
Shame.
you know that they had a game
Call
on it?
yourself a fan.
Yeah,
not a fan.
Call yourself the captain of the Oil Kings.
Okay, so wait, this is the one cool thing that they did. Last week on Tuesday or Wednesday, I don't remember. But my kids' school basically went to the Oil Kings game.
Hooky Day.
They had an 11 o'clock game for Hooky Day. Where
How can
all
they just command schools let out?
Wow.
Like when I went to school, we had to do math. We weren't like, hey, you want to just bounce and go watch the Oil Kings?
So the principal of my son's school, her son plays on the team.
That's
and-
a conflict.
Yeah, no, but so they were like, so of course they were going.
Yeah.
But yeah, they won 11-1. Like the kids
Yeah,
were
that would've been
loving
awesome.
it. Kids, they were all on the, like, it was mostly just get the kids on the big screen day. Like, so my son was on the big screen like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, it was the best day of his life. Like, he loved that stuff.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
When did the Oilers do a hooky game for the adults?
Kind of
nice.
did on Hooky from Life on Saturday, maybe.
I think people are going to start playing hooky from Oilers games.
Yeah.
That's a more likely situation.
That's
Hey, it's
right.
hooky day where none of us go. Son of a bitch. I watched the amazingly filmed, I think it's called Oilers Talks on EdmontonJournal.com.
Well,
And they had like Derek Van Dyst and some
and they sit around the table and it's
dude.
like
No, they were on a green screen.
Oh,
The
okay.
background looked like Rogers Place, but I knew it wasn't Rogers Place. And they were going on and on about it. And I was just like, this is fucked up.
It's just like in the Minutemen when old Coombsy and Chris, the intern, went back in time.
They didn't actually go back in time.
Of course they did.
of course
We
they
have
did.
the technology.
Yeah.
Nothing related
Where'd they
news.
go?
The budget for Minutemen is $14 billion.
yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I saw a guy at the Pint, so I went on a spirit journey
Mm-hmm.
on Saturday. We went to the fan therapy party.
Fan therapy brunch party.
At the Canadian Brewhouse.
Canadian Brewhouse. And then finished off, fine form. How do you celebrate a 4-0 win? You go to the Pint.
Mm-hmm.
We went down to the Pint, started having some drinks. There's a group of 4 guys at the Pint, these old boys. They have a table. They're called the Red Wine Table. Actually, they might be Oilers alumni, if you think about it, because they too love red wine. And the one guy has the same government name as me.
Exact same.
Exact same. And they call him Old Wanye and then Young Wanye.
Really?
And I was sitting there and, I'd already celebrated at the Brewhouse and I was celebrating at the Pint. And about 2 hours in, I was like, that could be me traveling through time. Like if I'm 70 and balling and I'm like, whoa, we can do time travel now?
You guys have the technology.
but you got to go back in time and still be an old man. Where do you want to go? I'd be like, send me to the Pint, circa 2009. I'm going to drink red wine in the corner and watch the entire shit go down.
You put in a shift on Saturday.
Open to close.
I'm going to feel sorry for you if that's where you want to go back in time to.
Where would you want to go if you could go back in time? I'd love
back
to go
in
to the Pint
time?
and watch myself kill.
Man, probably 20 years old at Cowboys.
Oh, but you can't be in this scenario. You're still old.
Oh, you're old, but you go
de-age.
back in time?
Yes. So old, you can come back in time. Where do you want to go kick it?
Where do I want to go kick it? Wow.
And you can't go to Cowboys at 20. I mean, you could.
How old am I?
I don't know.
It's going to be a while till we get time travel sorted out. Maybe you're 68.
You're 68 going back to Cowboys. Yeah.
Actually, I probably would.
Probably still Paul.
25-cent draft too. Why
Yeah.
not?
No, all the bartenders.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was legendary.
I can close my eyes and think about where everybody would stand at Cowboys and who was in what bars working. The front guy who would treat everybody like a VIP that had just come in from Qatar, and he'd be like, whatever you need, man.
Oh, yeah.
Our one buddy getting a bucket delivered to him so he could pee at the bar. Remember that?
I do.
It's quality concierge service at the front bar at Cowboys.
I'm not going to be able to think now. All I can think about is where I'd want to go back to.
Well, the front bar is where all the rich folk hung
Uh-huh.
because you couldn't get 25-cent draft at the front
right.
bar.
Had to have
So
it.
anyone who drank there, I was like, wow, they must all be millionaires.
Everybody here must work 30 hours a week.
Or just got a credit card. That was my Achilles heel back then.
Because I was coming to the Cowboys with $10,
yeah.
5 for the draft, and 5 for McDonald's after.
The post-game McDonald's.
The bits when the big extra first came out. It's great.
Big X.
Yeah, because they priced it aggressively to
Enter the market.
enter the market. So for $10, I'd have a great Thursday every week.
It's shocking that McDonald's still has the same prices as in those days, though.
The same what?
Prices for
They
stuff.
don't.
Effectively, though. Like a McDonald's Happy Meal isn't $9.
No,
You
no,
know,
no.
a
But it's
cheeseburger's
gone
still
up.
a
It's
buck.
gone up.
Yeah.
Like it's gone up significantly since then, for sure.
When they used to have days of the week where it was like Wednesday was 35-cent cheeseburger day, I had a buddy whose dad used to roll into McDonald's, slap down like $100 and fill his freezer with cheeseburgers.
Oh,
When you pull one out of the freezer, it is the exact same. So my buddy, he would just be chucking cheeseburgers around like he's big dick swinging.
No shit.
Oh yeah, man, 35-cent
that's a
cheeseburger
life
day.
hack.
What was like the defrost method to get it right back to where it needed to be?
What you do is first thing in the morning, you take it out of the freezer
Yeah.
and you just let her coast until lunch. Let her coast and then it's good as new. You can heat it up if you want, if you're fancy, or you just take it down.
Room temp?
Oh yeah, man.
Room temp burgers from McDonald's are pretty good.
For real?
Not
Yeah.
bad.
I mean,
Not
they come
bad.
to you sometimes room temp and they're still the same.
Now I have on a boys trip, and boys being like my
Chalmers
Your
kids?
yeah,
sons.
Chalmers kids.
Me and both the Chalmers sons.
we
went on a
were
road
we
trip.
were traveling, I think, on a football trip, and
They love football.
they love football. And I came home late night with a bunch of McDonald's and ate half of it and passed out, and then woke up 8 hours later and ate the remaining half of it, and it was exactly what I needed.
Do you remember what our friend used to do with donaires? probably the most veteran move ever is he would buy the biggest donair he could get the night when he would come home from the bar, and he would only be able to eat like half of it, right? But he would eat the meat out of the inside first, and he would
With
eat
the fork?
with the fork.
Oh, is this okay?
Yeah, and then he would take it home,
Yeah.
and then he would wake up in the morning, and for breakfast he would put it in the oven and just like broil it a bit, so the meat was a little bit more crispy, and so was it.
Oh,
And they would have a donair breakfast.
So we're gonna bring this particular individual on a donair review when the time is
You
right.
have to.
No, he wants to. It's because we're gonna go to see Mama. A little scared, but
Wow, is that going to put the coffin in the whole business, though? Nail in the coffin of the whole
Yeah.
You guys might
'cause
not get a word in edgewise.
You know, I have to. He'll be. Well, he'll just. The content will be great with that guy. But
you won't even be talking about donairs about 30 seconds in.
No, I know it'll be awesome. We did a donair review today at Yegburger with Dusty Nielsen.
How was it?
It was
Oh, you did the donair burger.
donair burger. It was really good, and you know, I am a gun for hire, and if you buy me my food, I will give you a higher score. It's very open in the donair review market. But Yegburger is a partner of the nation, so I did the reverse. I deducted 2 for my score, so I was not giving a hometown bias. So I deducted
so fair
2,
of you.
but I shared that with the audience, so I ended up giving them a 92 when they
Wow.
had a 94.
Wow.
Let's take a break. We'll be back after this Real Life Podcast.
Have you got holes to dig, earth to pack, and roads to build? Then you need to call Japa Machinery Group. Does your equipment need a service? You can't fix stupid, but here at Japa Machinery Group, we can fix everything else. With a full range of parts to keep your equipment running smoothly. Japa Machinery Group is a family-operated and Alberta-grown business. Here to help build a bigger and better Western Canada. Give us a call or visit us at japamachinery.com. Japa Machinery Group. Join the family.
I just realized that the last 45 seconds of content was for nothing.
It wasn't for nothing.
And it was all Oilers.
Yeah, finally, the Oilers podcast stops for a commercial break. We start talking about the Oilers. The commercial break ends, and we go back to talking about nightclubs from 15 years ago. Perfect.
In true Japa fashion, they just bulldozed through the conversation.
I got
There you go.
a
Thank
tweet
you.
this week, and someone hit me up and goes, "Love the podcast. Love it when you guys talk about the olden days." It's like, you motherfucker. Olden days? That was a moment ago. Oh, God, it's the olden days.
It is the olden days. You know how I know it's the olden days?
Uh-uh.
I turned 40 next year.
Yeah, Chalmers is old.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
always my
bro.
older friend.
Chalmers is old.
Always my older friend.
The heyday of my life for partying will be half of my life ago next year.
Oh, don't say that. You still got it in you?
Oh, no, I do not.
You still get weekday rise in you?
But well, yeah, but they're just not in like a party scenario. Now they're just by myself in my basement with tears rolling down my eyes. Yeah, right. No, I went.
Tears rolling.
I went to the. I went out on Friday night, and I went to Olds, anyways, for like a hockey game.
Cool.
My nephew's hockey game. Yeah, so went to Olds and stayed overnight and got a bunch of me with my brother. Like, really learning what a hockey trip is like for kids, because my kids are still young. We don't do that yet. Parents get after it, I'll tell you that much. So when we're in the hotel, and the number one rule my brother says is always make sure the cooler's full. And so like the kids are all in the rooms. They're like 14 and 15 at this point. And so they get after it. They drink heavily. So I was drinking heavily that night. Anyways, the story is the next day we went home, and on Saturday night I had to go to a going away party. And I went to White Ave for the first time in probably like a year, like a while. And it was the worst scenario I could imagine, because
Oh, your pants flew off in the bar like that one?
no, I was driving down and I immediately got anxiety of like looking at people. Like there was a girl walking down the street in a tube top. It was minus 28 and her boyfriend had short sleeves on. Yeah. They persisted
rights,
to
man.
roll into a lineup for the some Buddha place.
Funky Buddha.
Yeah. Popping. It was good.
Yeah.
It was packed.
Good shit.
They were the very back of the line, at least probably half an hour to 45-minute wait, no jackets, holding each other. And I was just like, I don't have this in me anymore, man. Like these, just thinking of hailing a taxi at like 1 o'clock, driving me to like not want to go to this.
See,
bar.
I can remember young you. I specifically remember having a conversation with you. You were head to toe diesel, including a diesel umbrella, which made no sense in the bar.
Had to.
And I was like, "Where's your jacket?" And you were like, "I'm not paying for coat check."
That's what I
And
was
you
just
kept
gonna say.
walking by.
Yeah.
Well, and yes, okay, coat check I didn't want to pay for, but when you were in the bar and you were getting after it, you would get warm, right? But we didn't go like from bar to bar. Usually if we
We
went
had a
from
bus taking us around because we'd figured it out.
either that or we just went to one like right next door.
Yeah.
And we knew how to give a guy a $20 bill to let us in. Like,
I'll never forget the time I went to Santana's. I was meeting all you boys, and I was like, I don't know where I was.
what were we doing at Santana's?
No. You were at Cowboys, and I
Oh.
went to Santana's because the taxi dropped me off, and I didn't know up from down. And I walked in, I was standing at the bar just shooting shit with the bartender. I'm like, man, it's dead in here for Cowboys. He's like, you're in Santana's. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, parallel universe.
Oh man.
Santana's was.
Was that like your first time ever going to Cowboys or something? You didn't know what it looked like inside?
No, like I don't know what I was doing, but the taxi dropped me off, and I just got out and walked. Chalmers, I was hammered.
That'll happen.
I was hammered.
Oh, I remember trying to flag taxis. Like, this is where Uber is just so good. Like trying to get a cab out of White Ave on a weekend at 2 or 3 in the morning. Like the lengths you'd have to go to be able to get in front and bud the cab line.
Yeah.
There was no cab line. There was no cab line.
Remember we were trying to leave White Ave that one time, and there was a snowstorm. There were girls present, Chalmers, and we had to go to the hospital.
Yeah,
try
we
and get
went
a
to the
taxi.
hospital, yeah.
We were wheelchair racing up and down the U of A hospital. It's like 4:45 in the morning because you couldn't get a taxi.
Yeah.
Walked from White Ave to the University Hospital.
And it was like minus 30.
I do remember that. That was smart.
Epic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew I was in the hospital though.
But see,
Chalmers.
so that's what I
wasn't,
mean.
like,
I don't have
the
it in me.
hospital.
I don't have it in me like that. I don't know if I want it in me anymore.
What? This is crazy to hear. You're the hardest core guy I know.
We have new ways of being hardcore though, which are like
Like the other day, for example, when I re-creased my chinos, despite the fact they just come from the dry cleaner. How are
I
you
don't have
hardcore
chinos.
these days? Tell me how you're hardcore.
when it builds all up and then we go to like football trips or we go to like a golf tournament.
Oh yeah.
And that Friday night, you stumble over somebody who's sitting in a ditch,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
you're close to home. You just pick them up and put them in their trailer or where they're staying. It's
There's
calculated
a lot
these
of good
days.
stories that no names today, Bag Milk.
Mm-hmm.
Can we call it that, Jared? Good stories, no names?
Ditch sitting. Anyways, yeah,
Anywho's.
that's how
Anywho.
we don't have to talk about how I have it in me or don't have it in me.
You have it in you.
I can
I
still
believe
party.
in you more than I believe in Josh Curry. And I think Josh Curry is going to be a tremendous player.
Segue.
But I believe in you.
Wow.
Chalmers.
Wani brings it back.
Atta boy.
Oilers, eh, boys?
Oh, how about them Oilers?
4101, eh, boys?
Woo! They're not the ones in the ditch we need to drag out and put in their trailer.
They don't only turn it on one night a year. Koskinen, 923 save percentage since Talbot got traded. I find that shocking.
Because I still got like the Leafs game in my head where he was just horrific. But yeah, no, he's been solid. Like 4-0 against Columbus.
Here's where I'm at with Koskinen, Bag Milk.
Go ahead.
I'm going to talk about my old car again. I used to have this little Honda Civic, and it wasn't automatic. It wasn't standard. It was Honda-matic, which meant that you had like a choke on it, like a gas or lawnmower. It used to always die at lights. And even if it wouldn't die, it would like sputter. And I was just, when I'd be at a light, I'd just be clenched, white knuckled on the steering wheel, wondering if my car was going to die. That's how I feel about Koskinen.
Mm-hmm. I'm
clenched.
Yeah.
Every time there's a fucking scrum in front of the net, I'm like, woo! And then this motherfucker's got a 923.
Yeah, it's I still don't feel solid about it,
Like
but
my Civic.
the numbers don't lie.
Like the Civic.
I could also follow that up with a Honda Civic analogy if you'd like.
I would.
I also had a Honda Civic. I learned to drive a standard on it. Now, when I first got it, Mikko Koskinen reminds me of when you would be parked on a hill at like a light and you had hopes of just pulling forward slowly, smoothly.
Yeah.
But there were also times when you start rolling backwards and you panic and you stall the shit out of that thing.
Mhm.
Koskinen is my Civic on that hill. And I'm hoping he will smoothly pull forward and be the car/man that we all need. But sometimes,
That's a super good analogy.
thank you. I worked on that for seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
For
pretty good.
seconds.
Chalmers, you had a Honda product. You want to talk about how your old
I had two.
CRX
I had a
reminded you?
old Honda CRX and a Civic.
Your old Honda CRX, I thought it was a Lamborghini.
Oh yeah, it was
So
just magic.
Maroon.
Yeah, and it was not, but it was a
kitted out.
beautiful car.
Unbelievable.
And I took out like the lights on the inside and put like red film. My dad owned a DJ company on the side where he would have like film for lights.
Rad.
So I would put like film in all the lights on the inside so I could have like blue lights or like red lights. It was a cool car.
I'll never forget, for some reason, being at K-Days with you and driving to the show home.
So yeah, so
And we were driving down the concourse of K-Days. There's like people around us, and you're like leaning out the window, like, get the hell out of my way.
back in those days, we built the dream homes and we built them on site. like on the actual K-Day site. And so I would have to go look after them sometimes, and like make
Then
sure
didn't you like saw them in half after? And
they
cook them
they
up?
were built modularly. They were built in 4 pieces. So like if you think of a rectangle, just split it in 4 and it would be transported in 4 different trucks. So we'd build it like that. Yeah. It was super cool. It was like one of the best times. But I would have to go take care of these, and usually we'd do it right as the grounds were opening. And so people would like be just starting to walk down the what do they call it? The midway.
Yeah, midway.
And we'd be just driving down in my car
That's the best.
to drive right up to the house. Oh yeah, it was awesome.
I don't remember what we were doing. We were just like, hey, we have to go in here. And I'm like, we can't drive on here. And you're like,
Like,
I
yes,
can.
we can. Today we can.
I'm Klondike Mike.
Well, I would like to tell you guys that what Koskinen is not like, and that is a beautiful Ford F-150 from Sherwood Ford.
It is a hell of a machine.
That thing is bulletproof, and that thing will stop everything.
That beard spray is working great.
On point always. Well, I'm just saying. I gotta show my boys when I'm defending against Koskinen.
How is Koskinen though, like your CRX, Charles?
Yes. Please.
I don't think
They're
it's
both
like
maroon.
Well,
They
no,
both
I don't think
have
it was.
different lights?
It was more like the Civic that I upgraded to later, which was like it was a VTEC SIR, and like with Koskinen, when he's playing well and when my car was looking good, I felt like I could like race a Mustang in this thing because we'd hit the VTEC when it got to about 4.5 and give you one of those little noises like a turbo was kicking in.
Fast and Furious.
And
shit.
so I look at Koskinen when he's playing well as my VTEC SIR that could beat a Corvette.
Yes. And
course. In my
when
mind.
Koskinen gets a shutout, he's a Ford F-150.
Man, we're all telling stories about our humble beginnings.
Could you not just had a Civic for God's sake?
I had a Dodge Ram Charger 1984.
The best.
And a
I had to
Corvalier.
carry a 2-liter jug of Prego. It was a Prego hot sauce 2-liter jug that I filled with gasoline.
Yeah.
That anytime it would stall or I needed a really cold start, I'd dump a bunch of the gas down the carburetor so I could get it started. And I drove that baby to 330,000 clicks.
And then you upgraded to what? A beautiful black Corvalier.
A Corvalier.
Corvalier. Remember the Cavaliers?
Oh yeah, do I remember the Cavalier?
that
He bought it
mostly-
with rims. I thought he was Bill
Yeah.
Gates. You went from the outhouse to the penthouse.
Oh yeah, brand new car.
Oh, amazing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
And I remember you left the tag on the stick shift.
Oh yeah.
The first time I got in, I was like,
Yeah.
you won't leave that tag there. And he's like, watch this. And then how long did you have it for? 4 or 5 years? Never took the tag
never
off.
took sold it with the tag on.
Resale value high. It's
High.
like keeping a tag on a Beanie Baby.
Yeah, got an extra $50 for that tag.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good business. Back to the Oilers. Wanya, you brought up
The
Josh
Oilers,
Curry.
by mistake, I assure you.
No, you brought up Josh Curry, and I feel like this is a good storyline. that's
He's winning.
showing.
He's
Like,
winning our hearts.
He's winning our hearts. He's the pride of PEI, and he's worked his fucking ass off to make the NHL. He's played in the East Coast League and grinded there to the AHL, now to here. But what I was so pumped about was in the Ottawa game where Grandpa's in the stands, and Joshy Boy shows up and gets 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that hit you in the feels?
Oh yeah, sure does.
Gotta love it.
The opposite of the Tavares ad.
So how?
That made me have emotion.
Yeah, like I'm actually like, it's weird. Like what's happening right now is like, Oilers are 4-1 right now in the last 5.
Yeah. They got
And-
guys who want to be there now.
And Curry's now like doing like, I'm like, holy shit, like
Sam
and then
Gagne.
Sam, yeah, and then like they shut out Columbus on the weekend, and I'm like, fuck, like I find myself like excited and like maybe we have meaningful March happening here.
Meaningful March Madness?
March Madness.
Meaningful March Madness.
Little ELPH coming back at you?
ELPH. Well, I don't think we'll be the L. We'll be the
Hopefully not.
the ML. I don't know, mid level. Fuck, I don't know.
So bag milk
Yes.
for guys like me that don't really know and follow this kind of thing.
Mhm.
Why is
Like, you
Josh
mean the
Curry
nation?
here?
Oh.
Josh Curry is here.
Who's he replacing, and when will they screw this up? And put
Jesse
him-
Puljujarvi had to
Okay.
go. He's got hip surgery. Actually happens today in New York City. They also sent Kailer Yamamoto down. They needed a live human being. Up comes Josh Curry. 4 points in his last 5 games, Josh Curry. The guy was ripping it up in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
Leading goal scorer. Everything he was touching was going in, and he earned a spot.
Earned it.
Earned
And
a
so he'll
chance.
stick around basically until
I think you have to. Like,
I think he's going to stick around
He's
until
outplaying he's outplaying the people that would be replacing him. So he's earning his spot, which is to me like the most exciting thing. Just like Wanya said, like people that want to be here. Like this kid is fucking trying his ass off, and that I feel that energy, and obviously the team does too because they're just as pumped when he scores.
I'm starting to think it's easier to win with players who want to be here than not. Bag milk thoughts?
Could be. You could be onto something. His positivity is infectious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The smile on his face never goes away. I love it.
Yeah, like he is super pumped to be there, and he is trying his fucking ass off to stay.
Between him and Sam Gagner, it's kind of like the storylines we all needed right now.
Did you see what Sam Gagner did in Columbus, that little kid?
No?
Oh,
That-
yeah.
It doesn't sound as bad as I said it, John.
No.
Is a good thing.
Yes.
Some little kid was like a multi-team Sam Gagner fan, and he tried to go and see him play in the A, and he tried to go and he had a Blue Jackets jersey with Gagner on it, and I'd forgotten that he'd been traded to the Blue Jackets. And it was his third try to see his hero Sam Gagner, and Sam Gagner saw his sign, flipped 2 pucks over to him, later on gave him his stick, later on gave him like a hand knucks. This is what the NHL needs to do. They need to find one of these kids every single fucking game and put them next to the glass, and then whoever they like comes over and flips him a puck, and then you Instagram it, and then whammy, you got your fans back.
Well, like resident good kid Mitch Marner going and hugging that little girl. Did you see?
Oh, yeah, that was a nice touch.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
What did he do?
He was just walking off the ice, and this lady had a sign, and the daughter was sitting there and was just like starstruck the minute she saw Marner.
She was like
And-
4.
yeah, and like 4 years old, like little girl.
And jumping up and down as he was
And
walking, and then
Marner
he
just
and hugged
stopped, walked over there, bent over, give her a hug.
Full gear?
Started talking
her.
full
Yeah,
gear.
I think it was like
sneaky.
on the way out for either pregame skate or for the game itself.
It's so good for the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You saw the Carey Price one, right?
Oh, yes, I saw the game.
That's unbelievable.
Oh,
Yes.
fuck, the story on that one.
Like,
And then that one was below the radar for a couple of days before it came out
Yeah,
as
it
well.
was. It was. And my wife told me about it, and I hadn't even heard of this yet. And she was like, those kind of things really tug at her heartstrings. And she was pretty pumped with Carey Price.
I cannot fathom why they don't want more of this type of content.
I mean, who doesn't want it?
The NHL, man.
Why they don't promote more of it? Why they don't?
Why they just aren't arranging for little kids to meet Oilers and other players all the live long day and putting
Well-
out content about meeting your hero.
And in the Sam Gagner one, it was all off the hard work of the mom. Like you gotta because what happens is you see the mom's tweet about it, and then it's like 5 tweets you read about all the stuff that happened.
Yeah.
But it was basically like off of her efforts.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it just makes everybody involved look good, right? I'm speaking of looking good. I want to talk to you boys about our new friends at Indochino.
Oh boy!
Wow, the fucking Segway machine is fired up hard
5-star
today.
segue.
Did you guys like that one?
I am. I'm very excited about this one because I'm looking
All
for
right,
some.
I'm engaged. I'm buying what you're selling.
new
Go,
suits.
go ahead.
Try and sell us.
Shoot me.
Let's talk about new suits for 1 second, gentlemen, from our friends at Indochino.
What's Indochino?
Well, they are the only company that you need to know to get yourself a suit, Wanya. You can go into any of their showrooms. Here's how it works, right? Choose a style.
Suit.
Choose the style of suit you want. You customize that baby.
There's more than one kind.
Oh, buddy, there's countless kinds. You want penguin leg, wings out the back, you get them. You want the inside looking all tight, you get that done too.
Can they make me a suit with an extra pair of legs in the pants so that 4 legs can come out of my pants like a centaur?
Of course. Rock your inner centaur. So what then what
Chalmers,
you
you
need
want to
to
give
do?
him a back legs?
no.
Okay.
That'd be a good look.
Bag milk, keep talking.
Of course. Pick your style, right? Got you there,
Centaur.
Chalmers, so far?
I'm sold.
You customize
so
your suit.
Yeah.
Then you get measured. You either go in to one of their shops or you do it online. And then what happens then, Chalmers, is they have your measurements forever. You just say, hey, Indochino, I need a new suit. They'll whip it up for you.
Oh, so you only have to go in and get measured up one time?
Yeah, buddy.
Unless you think that you've become more successful in the waist region since you last got measured.
Then you might
You got to
need
be
a-
honest to yourself.
Yes, don't lie to
Just
yourself,
pick your
Wanya.
favorite fabric too, eh?
The last thing our friends at Indochino want is for you to be unhappy. That's why you need to be honest with yourself.
This is kind of perfect for a guy like me who needs something and doesn't do anything about it until the last moment.
Yeah.
And therefore, they already have my measurements and stuff. And let's say I need a black suit for a wedding.
What the hell?
It's called-
You were saying earlier you need
I
a black
literally
suit.
don't have a black suit. And I know that I have a couple weddings coming up. And I just want to wear a black suit. I want to be timeless in a black suit.
Well, you-
Timeless. Yeah, it is timeless.
When I did buy my first couple of suits, I went a little flashy. So I think it's time to just rear it back. You know, I'm almost going to be 40.
Jeez,
You know?
Louise.
I want to wear a black suit.
God, I'm way
new decade, new man, new
So-
suit.
Can,
I
they
like
don't
it.
make,
kinda-
Kangol doesn't make suits anymore.
Yeah, for a guy who can't gain or lose weight at any kind of clip, it'd be nice to just have them know me.
Go
Know my
check out
measurements.
How the hell did we get an advertiser of this caliber?
because
I feel like we're advertising the Federal Reserve.
Because
Like, this
I
is
think the
legit.
service it's going to help the common man, us, look better and not have it be like a stuffy.
Yeah, it doesn't have
kinda
to
like
be-
you're not going to Henry Singer where like they like talk down to you and like they like feel ew, like what are you doing here?
No, the people at Indochino, they want you to look good. They want you to feel good. And that's what's most important. And Chalmers, they don't want you to have to leave your house if you don't want to. That's why they've got your measurements on file. Go check them out at Indochino.com or any of their showrooms. Edmonton, Calgary, Burnaby, Vancouver, Seattle, Portland, Winnipeg, Denver, Mall of America, San Francisco. You go anywhere of those.
Wow.
I'll just go to the one in Edmonton.
I actually am going to go get one now that they're so nice to jump on, and I'll document the whole process. Yeah.
I know a lot of, to be like, this is just as a side, it can be daunting going and getting you like a suit. Like I never grew up in a business where I needed suits all the time. And so when I had to go get my first suit, I had no idea how to work the process. Like I thought it was just a lot more.
You know where I get my suits, Chalmers?
No.
Crematorium. They do not double check those bodies after you get them ready for firing, and you can just go in there.
They don't burn the suits. Nope. They take them out.
They don't even. No, they don't. They leave the suits on, but they don't double check the casket before they push it in. And like all you really need to do is go there 3-4 times until someone relatively your size is getting smoked, and then boom.
It's pretty gross.
Sometimes you'll land a pocket watch.
Oh my God.
I call those pocket watch Tuesdays.
All
This
this
got sentimental value.
all this suit talk and measurement talk has got me thinking about the NFL Combine, Chalmers, and Kyler Small Hands Murray.
No, big hands.
Small hands. Please tell me about how this tiny hand little fellow who is putting on weight to fake everything is going to be so fantastic.
Because he has it. When you have an athlete that just has it doesn't matter.
I heard he's going and getting hand yoga.
I mean, that's probably a good idea if you're going to be playing football for the rest
This
of
is
your life.
true. I've been doing some
It's a
studying.
stretching thing.
I heard there's some
yoga?
warts on this guy, so I wanted to expose them and talk to Chalmers about it because I know this is probably going to be his quarterback for his favorite Arizona Cardinals next year. And I really want to hear his take on the fake news. Who this guy is shorter than reported, is coming in heavier than what he's actually going to be playing at, and he's got small hands.
Well, and what's funny is, and I'm going to stick up for this guy till the end, but he is a terrible interview and doesn't know how to do the interview circuit either.
Oh, yeah.
He went and did the Super Bowl, and the interviews that he was doing, it was basically like they wanted to ask him questions, and he wasn't playful. It was just like, I just want to talk about Gatorade, and which is like the number one thing you don't do in that kind of a situation.
How I referred to Mikko Koskinen being a Ford F-150?
No.
Thing?
No, because it's a radio. What you did there was perfect.
Oh,
what
thank
he
you.
did was, the game is, listen, go do a radio interview, answer 5 or 6 questions, and then you get to plug your plug, right? He wasn't willing to play the first part of the game. He just wanted to get to his plug, right?
You just wanted to talk about Gatorade?
Well, because he's sponsored. He's got his first sponsor is now Gatorade.
I mean, we could sit here and look down our nose at this guy, but we just talked about Indochino suits in the most haphazard way.
No, you're not understanding.
But it's actually legit. We're going to consume that product, and people are going to see it.
If some guy came in for an interview and he was like, and they offered, like Gatorade came and said, look, Kyler Murray's going to come talk to you. We wouldn't just like let him come in and go, hey, this is Kyler Murray, and I just want to tell you about how good Blue Frost Gatorade is. Like,
but it is.
You'd
though.
say, no, I agree to that interview. If you'll answer the question as to what you're going to go play baseball or football, why your hands are so small, why you're going to do yoga on your hands.
And according to
if
my
he said-
sponsor, Gatorade, what's the best flavor?
If he said yes to all those things and then came into the interview and didn't answer anything and just did the Gatorade thing, it's kind of a dick move.
Man, I've been watching Oilers
Sounds like a
interviews.
cancer to me, Chalmers.
Well, no, but
So this guy's supposed to be a can't miss prospect, yeah?
yes.
Well, I just watched Moneyball yesterday. Didn't they say the same thing about Billy Bean?
Yeah, he was a 5-tool player.
5-tool player.
Billy Bean, like as a player or as a manager?
As a player.
I don't know about Billy Bean as a player. No, he's one hell of a manager, though.
He was highly
Was he,
touted.
was he really?
Yeah, he
he was.
signed Big Smoke. To what? Go to the Mets?
Go to
I
the
think?
Mets, yeah.
Yeah, go to the Mets and skip college or something, right?
Yes.
I love the sequel to Moneyball.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
World War Z.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's great.
Crazy, eh? You don't
It's
see it
weird
coming.
how he went from GM of the A's
He's
into
going
that mess.
to
But he solves
practice,
problems.
But he's going to
efficiently.
practice in his family in the van, and then all of a sudden the zombies start breaking out. And then you're like, this ain't about baseball anymore. It's about zombies. What a weird sequel that was.
Guys
Chalmers,
lived,
thoughts?
guys lived a hell of a life.
I never seen it.
You've never seen World War Z?
No.
There's
There's a lot of good movies I think I haven't seen. And I didn't watch A Star is Born.
World War
Just so
Z.
you
You know the movie, right? Zombie movie, Brad Pitt.
Didn't even know. No, I didn't even know it was that.
Okay. Unbelievable movie
Okay.
about zombies taking over Earth. The opening scene of that movie is probably one of the scariest opening scenes of a movie I've ever seen. because they're driving as a family in a car and it's like a normal day and like how we're going to go get the cat's haircut, like that type of talk.
Yeah.
And then smash, you hear like a car crash and then you look over, goddamn zombie apocalypse is kicked off, Chalmers. In real time.
How do you know?
Because the zombies are eating people. Would you get off your damn phone?
Chalmers, what are you researching?
I'm trying
What
to
are you
know.
researching?
Chalmers is
How do
researching
you know the
something right
zombies
now,
are there?
and he's very distracted.
yeah.
trying to read
Taking a page
exactly
out of here.
what Kyler Murray did at the
I
combine.
knew
For
it.
love
Yes,
of-
hit us. What did he do?
Well, nothing. Everything I can
Hands
find.
small. We know that. Measured.
Everything I can find. Here's the first two top stories.
In his Indochino suit.
Overheard at the NFL Combine, Kyler Murray will be the number one pick, and so much more. The second one, Murray believed almost universally to be the number one pick overall. So
Well,
if he goes to the Combine, with
everyone's
all
drinking
those-
the Kool-Aid. Sorry there, Kyler, but maybe he's going to be a flop.
maybe he will, and maybe he won't.
Maybe he won't.
But if he goes to the Arizona Cardinals, I hope he won't.
Will he also play for the Diamondbacks?
No. Do you know that he's really short, right? Obviously, he's like 5'9".
Yeah, but once again, the fake news is saying he's 5'11 and a half.
No, he's like 5'9".
Yeah.
And he's playing in front of guys that are the same height as the dudes in like the NFL that are going to be blocking him on the offensive line. And he straight up had less batted down balls than like a 6'4" quarterback, like the next highly touted quarterback. So just I don't know.
I just
Try to
I
spring
just
some Kyler Murray on me.
Well, I had to spring it on because you brought him up a few weeks ago.
I did.
You're saying he's this great shit, and all of a sudden I've been listening to some sports radio, and he's been a hot button topic because
His small hands.
his small hands.
Well, let's just hope he can get past all these things. I think
Hey, Bag Milk,
Yo,
you want to start a different podcast
sure.
where we don't talk about whoever the hell these two are talking about right now? Maybe we talk about some Moneyball sequel.
Yeah, unless they're talking about Kayla Mimamoto, I don't care.
Well, we're 0 for 2 so far in the last 2 weeks of talking about good movies. The Star is Born last week, and now something.
How about the
zero.
aftermath?
Yeah,
I
the
love
aftermath.
I love the social media aftermath of the Lady Gaga chat.
I got some
I'm
support.
I'm still Team Pipes, but I was shocked you would have any support.
I had some support. There's some other people out there that have listened to women sing and know a good one from a bad one. So, okay, I'm going to preface one thing because I had to go back and just kind of listen to my take to make sure I was on point, which I was, but I didn't explain one thing. And one thing is when people get, when you say they got pipes, you mean they hit these high notes, correct?
Boy, they could just wail.
Oh, but wailing, but
Strong.
man, like,
Strong voices, Pipes. Jared,
Yeah.
thoughts?
Pipes had powerful voice.
okay, so powerful voice is one thing. Then I don't disagree she has pipes. But what I consider to be a good singer is not somebody who can, quote unquote, wail.
Sing.
It's somebody that when they're up there wailing, they can move around a bunch.
Like
And
Mariah
she
Carey back in the 90s.
That's my girl right there. That's a great example of somebody who can wail and move around up there. Lady Gaga, sure, she can get up there, but when she's up there, she can't do shit with it.
No,
and that's my
man,
point.
no.
She can move around up there, Chalmers.
Before
They
I
could
started,
bring somebody out strapped to a gurney like Hannibal Lecter, raise them upright, and if they can belt out,
when I used to
Born
do-
this way.
you asked how I used to get down. When we used to go to Lee Gardens karaoke, I
yeah.
used to be able to wail.
Oh.
I could even move up and down a little bit
All right.
while I'm wailing.
I'd like that we're
So Chalmers and I had a we used
tag
to
team.
say, yeah, we were a duet, and our names were Guido and Slick.
oh jeez.
Guess
Guido
which
and
one-
Slick come up
who's
here
Slick?
and sing
Guess-
Aria.
oh, take
Who's slick?
Think about it. Who's
Yeah.
like Guido? Have you looked? Yeah, Jay's Guido. Look, he looks
yeah,
like
yeah.
Guido. It's like what an Italian, Mexican, like
So that makes you slick.
Scottish person. That makes me slick.
What was your song?
We used to do B-52s. What was that one?
Love Shack.
Love Shack. We used to do a Love Shack a lot.
And
So hold
REM,
on, you two
Losing My
clowns
Religion.
would go
Yeah.
sing in front of Lee Gardens, just the two of you, and sing Love Shack to each
Oh,
other?
sure.
Packed houses. We'd get pitchers of beer bought for us. It was
Wow.
the way.
Is that
We
why?
had fans.
This is not a lie.
I believe nothing is a lie.
Oh, I thought you said it was.
We
a
had
lie.
fake IDs.
no, I never said it was a lie.
and Lee Gardens used to just take us
Fake
in.
IDs
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, and then we used to.
Oh,
We used
boy.
to
Oh, I
sing-
still had I could hit the higher notes at a young age there.
Those are
still.
pipes.
Yeah, my pipes then.
Yeah, and we long songs too. I think we sang some Meatloaf.
Oh, you do
Little bit
Paradise by
Meatloaf.
the
Well,
Dashboard Light?
anything
a
that
little bit.
commanded power. Power
you had
ballads. Oh,
Yeah.
Guido and Slick were
Needless
there.
to say, I would take the high notes and move around a bit while I was up there. Lady Gaga would have been your position, taking the lower notes where she would just, kind of keep the melody, but not well.
Oh, geez.
Oh, so she's Fred Schneider in this. Where love shack, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing I like more in a singing performance than somebody coming out or a group of people coming out and each of them just trying to hit the highest note they can. 3 hours can go by and I'm like, this is an unbelievable concert. And then they're like, sir, you're not in a concert. You're out behind the Safeways. You've been tripping on LSD for 3 days.
You're at Lee Gardens and you've been confused
Quiet,
by
I'm at
Guido
the Lady
Slick.
Gaga concert and Chalmers is here with me and he has some sort of CRX.
Yeah. So, anyways, that was good. I liked it. I listened back to my take and I stand by it wholeheartedly.
I still haven't listened to one of these podcasts.
No.
No, let's take a break. Real life podcast, unlistenable, said the New York Times. Back after this.
SumoJerky.com. You've been through the gas station. You've seen all the flavors, teriyaki, black pepper, maybe extra hot, sweet chili. That's about as exotic as it gets. But if you subscribe to Sumo Jerky at SumoJerky.com, check them out online, enter your preferences. They source out the finest small batch handcrafted maw and paw jerky from all over the world. They have all your favorite flavors, but it's high quality handcrafted versions of your favorite flavors, and they get exotic as well. Exotic jerky from exotic animals, or play it straight and stick with beef. Enter your preferences at SumoJerky.com. It shows up once a month. Deliver it as a gift if you like. Have it sent to your work for a little pick-me-up during the day. SumoJerky.com. Follow them on Instagram at SumoJerky for pictures of their meat, or sign up for the service yourself. SumoJerky.com. Once a month, meat delivered right to your door. It's the home delivery service you didn't realize you need until it started showing up. My favorite day of the month is Sumo Jerky Delivery Day. SumoJerky.com to get started.
It's a good ad.
It's a great ad.
Good product.
Fine product. Delicious.
Delicious.
Wanya, if I read you something, will you be able to guess which Oiler I'm speaking of?
Of course. What?
Ooh, this is a
If we
fun
stop
game.
talking about foosball and Lee Gardens in 1997, I'm with you. Go.
Now, I will give you one hint. This quote comes from one Samuel Gagne. He's talking about whom when he said, if he's not the most underrated, he is the most underrated player in the NHL. He's played a lot of hard minutes and he's been asked to sacrifice offense a lot. This year, he's having a really good season offensively. He just keeps coming to work and doing his job. He just keeps fighting. He's just one of those guys who never complains, does his job, just gets better. He is very underappreciated.
Number 93.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins being described by Samuel Gagne. Isn't it wild to think? So that comes from Brownlee wrote about Nuge's tenure with the Oilers at Oilers Nation today. 522 games he's played so far over his 8 seasons. And it's interesting to me to think that Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is the longest serving Oiler based on everything he's gone through.
Oh, man. First, let me kick this off with, I love the Nuge. And
Amen.
always will. This guy has been through the darkest shit. Any player, I bet you, in the NHL could, like, I bet, try to name a player who's been through as much as the Nuge since the year he was drafted.
You can't.
Or even the last 20 or 30 years.
You can't. He's Andy Dufresne. He just hasn't come out the end of the pipe yet.
Isn't there anybody on Buffalo?
Well, I mean, Jack Eichel's got the fun haircut.
Yeah, but he's not that far into the league like the Nuge.
No, I think they do a lot of turnover there, though.
Yeah.
A lot of turnover in Buffalo. Well, I mean, here too.
Yeah.
Here too. Just thinking about the Nuge, though, like 8 years in, still looks the same.
Oh, I was just
Hasn't
gonna
aged
say,
a day.
Like, he literally reminds me, like, it seems like he's on his 3rd season every time I see him.
Yeah.
Just looks young and fast and not losing a step.
Virile.
And I just want him to stay with us forever. The kid is hardworking. He's clear. Like, the fact that he has not said anything, we haven't caught him saying anything negative,
Nor anyone saying anything about him.
is just amazing.
His response to Sam Gagne's quote is, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to keep doing this till the end of the season. We're going to keep working and we're going to find our way back into this playoff race. We know we have to string some games together. That's obvious. We know that. But there's not going to be any shortage of work ethic from me or anyone else in the room. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. It's amazing to watch how he's grown up. He's getting a little voice now. He's getting a little chippy on the ice. 2-way game.
He's got pipes, man.
He's got pipes. Oh, he can wail.
Chalmers must be livid.
You should hear him do Love Shack. It's unbelievable.
There's no way he can sing baby voice.
Maybe that's what he needs. He's the Adele of the
high
dressing
notes.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. The Nuge is one of the reasons why we even have any kind of chance to still be in this race. Thank God the West is a mess.
And I think he gets a point tonight against the Buffalo Sabres, which will be a new career high
Oh yeah, hands down
for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
What is he at? 50.
So he's 56 points. He's got 20 goals. Career high in goals is 24. Career high in points is 56. So one more point, he's got that new career high.
Yeah.
4 more goals, he's got that, buddy. You got
he's no problem. I hope Nuge finishes like high 60s in points. That'd be awesome.
The other day, about a week ago, Gregor wrote that if this organization does not turn things around, players like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, when his contract is over in 2 years, are going to leave. Could you imagine a player like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins doing the entry level, finishing a 7-year contract here, and then leaving with nothing? That would just be
nothing. We're talking about like $70 million in the bank.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Oh, I see. Like wins and the like.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like actual games to play for aside from one season. Oilers need to do it for players like Nuge. They need to do it for guys like Sam Gagner who are back for a second tour of duty. Both of those guys, I can't think of anyone on this roster who's been through more shit.
Maybe that's why they brought Gagner back. They're like, you think you've been mismanaged? Jesse Puljujarvi? Exhibit A. Poor Sam comes through the door.
Well, I said that next year, I think that Jesse would be well served to live with a guy like Sam.
For sure.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Jesse, man.
Yeah, sure.
Like, here he is laid up in the hospital getting hip surgery, and you got Jimmy Matheson being like, I don't know, sounds fishy. Like, oh, yeah, he faked a surgery, Jim.
Well, what's mind-blowing to me is that why the hell, if this was such an issue for so long, why did it take this long for this to happen?
Probably surgery was the last resort, right?
Well,
But he was, I guess, in Bag Milk, quote me if I'm wrong, or correct me if I'm wrong, don't quote me, because I'll be wrong. He's been complaining about this for some months now, right? Because he can't push with his right leg.
Yeah, word on the street from Dusty Nielsen is that this has been going on for a while. So why is it taking this long? They're just like, tough it up.
You think that's what it is?
I don't know. It's like that's hockey culture.
Or is it him being like, well, I gotta make most of my shot and I'll play through pain?
well, wouldn't that be the sense of it though? When his agent came out and said like, we're not going back in, we're getting a second opinion.
Maybe that though, because like from what Gregor said, is surgery was option 1, and apparently maybe he was scared. I don't know. Getting surgery is never easy.
No.
Second opinion. Yes.
Hip
we need it.
surgeries are pretty good these days though.
Well, this one's just to like clean up. It's not like he's getting a new hip. It's just like to clean up some built up damage or whatever the hell he has in there. It's causing him a bunch of pain. So much to the point where pushing off with his right leg, as you'll notice, like he's when he's in puck battles or anything like that, like, or he's staying on the outside and not cutting to the inside. Like the power to his game's been affected.
Yeah, apparently when he's not standing upright, he's got pain in his hips. So like if he's actually pushing or battling against the boards, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hope he gets better. I hope things get better for him.
Well, to me, I see he's got a wide open opportunity next year. New coach, new GM coming in. That's a fresh start, baby.
Yeah. I hope he sticks around. I really want him to be someone. It would drive me nuts if we traded him, but at the same time, the situation's a mess anyway, so I wouldn't be shocked if we did.
Yeah.
I think if you botch Nail Yakupov 1 and you botch Jesse Puljujarvi 4, what's his name? Bob Green?
Bob Green, yeah.
Still employed in both situations. Like, I'm just throwing dots at a board. That's how he talks, Chalmers.
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chalmers. Were you looking up the 1973 NCAA Combine over there on your phone to figure out who won the 50 by 50?
No,
Which
you
is
know what
an
I'm
event I
actually
just
looking
invented?
at? Do you guys remember?
50-50?
Do you guys remember about a couple months back we had a bet on how many goals Chason would get?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Does anybody remember what our totals were?
Yeah, I said he was going to be 19.
I said 27.
I said that
No, I
he
said 28.
would have
I said-
what he has now.
I said 15. Yeah, and right now he's at 18, and they have 18 games left to play.
Yeah,
So
still in it.
I think you shot a little high.
Oh, I shot way high.
JR, you're close. I think you could get to 20. You said 20.
I said 28.
28.
Actually, he was at
Oh,
like
you shot a lot high.
17.
You
Yeah,
said
I
the
shot
time.
high. I'm seeing if I can find it in the original article.
What did you say?
I think I said 27, but I don't remember.
I don't know if you're as high as me.
No, I don't think you. I thought somebody was right around 20 because I'm thinking that person's going to hit it. I think he gets 2 more. How long has he been at 18 though? Anybody noticed?
He just scored on the weekend to go to 18.
just
He's been
got
at
one.
17 for a long time. 17
Well,
for
I knew I
20
shot a little
games.
low, but
He hadn't scored in like a month or something, but whatever.
so that's what I was looking up.
Another quick heater. Back in the mix.
It's on point, John. I'll give you that.
Yeah. I was also looking up some other hockey stuff for my best and the worst.
I just like that and I'm the same too, like screen dependent, right? Like we're all here talking ostensibly to people, although I'm not convinced anyone's listening. And like everyone's multitasking.
Yes, but it's a fine line between me wanting to say something and wanting to be right.
Oh,
When it jumps into my mind, I don't just want to like.
buddy, if I had
go
that
off.
sort of second guessing going on, I wouldn't say a word ever.
The nation's not about facts.
It's about
Did-
shooting from the hip.
The real thing could have been say, can't you just do this research before?
No, man, on the fly shit.
On the fly, man.
Did either
the
of you
dome.
guys though on Saturday meet any real life listeners though? Because I did at the Brewhouse on Saturday morning. In fact, I would say I met 3 of 12 listeners at
Unbelievable.
least. They were all in the same location.
Was it that table?
There was 3 tables,
Oh,
3 separate tables that I went to.
wow.
So we could have upwards of 12, but I'm going to say 3 just to be safe.
I met a real life listener. I was walking up with Mandy's and I was like, hey, watch this. I'm going to go talk to that guy in an Oilers Nation hat. I walked up. I'm like, what's up, buddy? And he's like, I know your voice. I'm like, conversation over. That was the end of it.
Do you know
I ran away.
I got sold out at the Brewhouse on Saturday because I was talking to both of you, Wanye and the Squire, at your table. And then somebody that was there for the Nation party listens to this podcast and you guys making fun of me because I look 12 despite being in my 30s. So they see me leave your table. Wife wanders over and said, I know your bag milk. You look 12.
Was that Brad Stepanko?
It was.
The whole fam jam?
It was that whole table.
Lisa Marie?
They knew.
Stepanko?
They
Those guys
knew.
are good.
They're good peeps.
Yeah, I love those guys.
That's
I have-
investigative journalism right there.
that's good.
If we're talking about listeners, I have like from the very first time that I came on this, my sister started listening, Desiree, and she loves it for some reason. Except for when I'm not on, and then she just doesn't listen. But no, yes, sir. But when we were at hockey,
Hi,
actually,
Desi.
a couple of the people were talking about that they were listening. So
Really?
Yeah, there was.
I don't know, man.
It gets brought up in the room.
It does.
Really?
Yeah. Josh just said he's starting to get into it.
Yeah, agreed with me about Gaga.
Oh, Joshy, if you're listening, it's one of my best
Yeah,
boys.
Joshy, terrible take on Gaga.
Best
have to admit.
boys. Listening.
Yeah.
Let's do best in the yeah. Let's try that again. Can we edit that, Jared? We can't? Perfect. Let's do best and the worst of the week. All right. My worst of the week. There's celebrities dropping like goddamn flies.
That's terrible.
Everything happens in threes. My worst of the week. Terrible Ted Lindsay passed away at 93. Remarkable gentleman.
Was it called Terrible Ted Lindsay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's a saint.
Ted Lindsay back in the
On the
day
ice, yeah.
was like, you do not fuck with Ted Lindsay. Like I read a thing about him and it said that he never dropped his stick in a fight.
Oh, the good old days.
Oh, yeah.
Savage.
You'd
Captain Hook.
cave Ted Green's head in with a stick and get like a minor.
Oh, it
What?
was Lindsay that did that?
No.
Oh,
It's just like, what?
wow.
Keith Flint, lead singer, founder of Prodigy, which tested my grade 11 subwoofers in my whip to the max.
I
Passed away.
still think that Invaders Must Die by the Prodigy should be the song that the Oilers skate out
It's a
to.
heavy duty track.
Absolutely.
To triple off the trifecta, not including Mona from Who's the Boss, who passed away. Sad. Luke Perry died. at
Yeah, crazy.
53. What the fuck?
Yeah, out of nowhere of a stroke.
That one really sting.
filming
Like,
shows.
They all sting, but that one, like, just because, like, 90210 is such a big piece of my life.
It was like the first show that was kind of like a soap opera or like a drama, like that kind of thing,
Yeah,
where
like a teen
dudes
drama.
were like into it.
Oh.
Like, we were watching it, and like my sister loved it, and like we got into it, and because just those guys were cool, man. Like
I watched 90210 to have stuff to talk about in the bus with girls.
Oh, yeah.
Smart.
It's
Like, I'd
currency.
come and be like,
whoa.
can you believe what Brenda said? And then next thing you knew, I was talking to girls.
Yeah. I even, like I said, like, I followed a lot of the careers of 90210ers, but, like, Luke Perry especially, because he was always the cool guy. And even, you know, I followed him as far as, well, I watched Riverdale. So I watched him in that. He's as Mr. Andrews, and he's super cool in that. But even watched his failed series called Windfall.
Wasn't a failure if you loved it, Jay.
Yeah.
Wasn't
It's,
the failure.
but
people
that one
wanted.
just like.
Do you remember that episode of 90210? I can't remember what happened, but like Luke Perry's character, like he left the show and he came back to the show, but he didn't really want to be on the show. So his storylines were like him in a mansion all by himself.
Yeah.
And then there was like an attack on the mansion. There was like gunfire and shit. You remember that?
Yeah.
Woo, that was TV.
Yeah.
Bag milk thoughts?
Dylan was always getting caught up in some
Dylan
shit.
was getting. What did he do for like? What was his career in the show? Like, what did Dylan do for money?
I think he inherited a bunch
He
of
had money.
Yeah, he inherited money. He drove that old Porsche.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was fucking right.
Like all the kids were rich and had parents and stuff, but he had like no family and just money because
Yeah.
he had a nice car. But
When Brandon and Brenda's parents, the lawyers, moved to China, or was it? And there's like, you can keep the house. We're moving.
Oh, yeah, that was-
I was like, what?
Obviously, a
People do
focus group happened. Like, okay, get the parents out.
Seriously,
They've done
yeah.
enough.
yeah,
Yeah, get them out of here. And then remember then somebody else came to live with them in the house, then it was on.
Yeah. I think Dylan got with all of the babes.
and
in
even had
90210. Had show romance. Like
even
not-
had Rebecca Gayheart come on too as like a love interest. Like they ran out of the girls in the show for him to go through,
Oh yeah.
so they had to bring new ones on.
And Brian Austin Green.
And
in a
Kelly
really
Kapowski.
weird season finale in episode 12. Season 12.
Season 12.
Well,
yeah.
so rest in peace, all you poor bastards passing away.
Tough weekend.
Tough
Yeah.
week. Bag
Yeah.
milk, worst?
Worst of the week is the ICP cipher with DJ Paul and Stitches that got released last week. I don't know if you saw that on World Star. It is probably the worst piece of garbage rapping that I've ever seen. I tagged Jared in it because I knew that he would also be unhappy, and he was.
Well, thanks for tagging me and friends off.
You know what? I saved you from this, Wanye, because it is so bad. It is an 11 and a half minutes of my life that I never will get back.
Was it like a
Come
BET
again?
cipher?
11 and a half?
Yeah, they tried to do the Eminem thing. It's ICP, DJ Paul, Stitches, Mac Lethal, Ouija Mac.
I've never heard of any of these people.
Terrible.
Stitches I've heard of.
Oh man, Stitches, like it's so bad. You actually don't know how any of them get paid to be rappers.
There was this, I'm not just trying to detract from this. There's a Lil Pump cipher that's unreal.
What do we mean by cipher?
Just a cappella beat, like rapping off the top of your head
Okay.
over a beat.
That's what I thought it meant.
BET Awards do a cipher. So
Right.
they'll have like 3 rappers come out and rap over beats, and they all look at each other and go, snap, when they drop hot fire.
I've seen the Eminem one. I've also seen the Drake one.
I
Those
remember
were good.
Nicki Minaj one before she
Yeah.
was breaking out. It was unreal.
Unreal, yeah.
So it was like ICP. Are we talking about like
The Insane Clown
the
Posse, of
Insane
course.
Clown Posse? Okay.
Yeah.
There's still a thing?
Gathering of the Juggalos happens in July.
Massive.
No, the Juggalos. God.
Woo, woo.
Oh yeah, whoop whoop.
Sorry.
Jay, worst of the week?
My worst of the week, and I'm trying to unsee this visual, but is Pete Davidson open mouth kissing Kate Beckinsdale at, I think it was a Ranger game. I'm trying to unsee that image from my brain because I've seen it all over social media today. So that's my worst.
I
of the
just
week.
downloaded this thing. It is awful. And there's pictures like where she looks like she's just sucking on his tongue.
Oh.
This is
Yeah,
revolting.
yeah. Like I get. But you know what?
I like Pete Davidson.
Shout out to Pete Davidson. This guy is scoring babes.
Yeah, he is, but this is just
But
too
God,
much.
man, your PDA is gross.
My turn?
Worst of the week, Chalmers?
Okay, my worst of the week is a little bit less. It's kind of like something dying, but it's more like whether or not Michael Jackson's music is going to die with the Leaving Neverland documentary that's coming out. I want to see it really bad, and I'm probably going to watch it tonight. But things that I've heard about it is it's literally one of the most depressing, angry, like anger-filling, basically one of the most. I don't know. I can't even describe it. Apparently, it's really hard to watch.
I heard
And,
that too.
Yeah, and I have to see stuff like this because I feel like I need to, but kind of worried what that's going to be like. So that's the worst of the week. Is that coming out?
Yeah, it's pretty fucking gross.
Yeah.
Best of the week?
So my best of the week is
Finding Neverland Ranch?
Leon Draisaitl
You
in
sick
general.
fuck.
Yeah, no.
This looks like a nice time.
Part 2. Apparently, it's an uplifting
Heal
story.
the world. I get it now.
No, part 2's coming out tonight, so there's 2 parts. So fuck, it's gonna be bad. Anyways, best of the week, Leon Draisaitl. I just really like what he's doing right now, and him having 40 goals, and could be the first Oiler since Craig Simpson in 98 or 88. Sorry, to have 50 goals for the Oilers. Of 2014 draft picks, he leads. He's the number one points in that draft with 288. Pasternak number 2 with 269. Larkin 201. Sam Reinhart 198, and Ehlers at 191. So I just pumped with him because
the Oilers actually took the best person in the draft.
They did, and I kind of just like at the beginning, I didn't like his attitude. He never smiled. He was the anti-Josh Curry. He just kind of looked pissed off. He kind of just looked like I used to call him punchable face. He looked like he just had a punchable face because he was always pissed off at something. Just would bring the room down. Now, I think things have changed. I don't know what it was, but
Connor McDavid.
Well, Connor McDavid was always there. I don't really understand. Like Connor McDavid was the guy that was putting his arm around him on the bench, being like, "Don't watch this." You remember in that one game where you're sitting on the bench, and they're all leaving. He puts his arm around him, kind of like, "Just don't watch this. Like, let's just go. Don't be the guy sitting here with this look on his face." You know. So I don't know. Whatever it is, good for him, man. Because this is career year, 89 points right now.
And you're both turning 40.
Wait, who's 40?
Leon's about to score his 40th goal.
He did score his 40th against Columbus.
Chalmers, he scored his 40th goal.
Yeah. So
you're
he's
turning
got one
40.
more goal than I have ages.
I think Leon
Ages.
Ages.
I think Leon's a good guy, and this is like a natural thing. I think he's got like he's a bit of an Eeyore in terms of like just naturally kind of grumpy, and he's also very, very, very hard on himself. But
so with success comes the old smile on the face. I always say it.
Yeah, for sure.
On our
And
men's league hockey
maybe the players have gotten together and just are now like bringing a more positive vibe. But like Leon can get shit on for like not trying, and you see it from time to time. But in that penalty kill against Columbus, when he just turned on the Jets and got that breakaway, I was like, this is a guy that wants it. So yeah, Chalmers, great take.
So he's kind of like the me of our men's league hockey team. He's playing for the front for the name on the back of the jersey.
So Chalmers, we had a men's league game yesterday, and we lost to a team we should not have. Chalmers' family was in the stands.
Yeah,
and
Your
Chalmers, it was very evident Chalmers wanted to get some goals for the boys.
Take my ice time, man.
So he was taking his ice time. He was cherry picking.
Well, I've always said
he was doing all the things.
I've always said I'd rather lose a game 3-2 and have
90
points.
minutes of ice time.
No, and have 2 points than win a game 4-0 and have 0. Listen, this is men's league hockey, and like I said, I'm almost 40. When people go, they keep actual like really good stats of this league too, right? So like, you can see stats from the day we started 12 years ago.
Career
to
stats,
today.
yeah.
Well, when people go and look at when people find out you're on this team and they go, oh, and then they go naturally check your stats because that's what I do when I see a friend or an acquaintance that plays. I don't see how their team does.
Can you screenshot the stats on your phone and give it to Jared so you can post it on the posts?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For what year?
Lifetime.
Career, son.
Lifetime. I'll pull him
See,
up
so there,
right now.
yeah, he could pull him up right now. So there's a gap in my playing for some reason.
Oh sure.
No,
You're
like
gonna try to
multi-year
whole-
suspension.
No, just whole years
You're gonna
where
try
they
to
like
chisel
did it
some
under
more
like.
points.
So at the River Cree, they're not the greatest for keeping the stats. If you have like a capital name, like your name's all in capital when you sign up, it doesn't register as the same person. Where if your name was just like capital C Chris, capital C Chalmers, like there's players in our team who've had the wrong last name for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, I think there's 2 versions of me out there. There's
I think there is 2 of
down
them.
without an N out there.
But anyways,
somewhere.
we'll get some of them out there. Like I said, number on the back, not the team on the front.
Damn right. Bag Milk, best of the week.
My best
Were
of the
you
week.
playing for the Stonecutters as well?
Yes, I was, and I was very successful. And I got 6 goals, and I didn't pass to Chalmers once. No, my best of the week goes to Ariana Grande for admitting that Pete Davidson has a massive hog, which in itself has translated into him now dating Kate Beckinsale. So we're bringing that all around. Shout out to
You're
Ariana
defending him.
Grande.
I'm mocking him.
Shout out to Ariana Grande.
That's got to help with his psyche.
Yeah. She's got thank you next in the video. She had huge underneath his name. Gotta like that, Chalmers.
Gotta like it.
Wow.
Pete Davidson, huge hug. It's like John Hamm.
How about the Hamaconda? Fuck, I dropped that on my roommate the other day. I'm like, man, these skip the dishes ads are so great. And I think everyone in Hollywood's gay. And she's like, please don't tell me John Hamm's gay. I'm like, John Hamm's not gay. Have you ever heard of the Hamaconda? And she laughed so hard she fell off the couch.
Just tell anybody to go Google John Hamm.
Hamaconda.
Oh God, that is.
Best of the week?
Oh wow, that might be my best
That
of the week. Best of the week for me was, you know what? We threw a fan therapy event on Saturday, and I thought it went fucking awesome.
Went great.
We had like 150 people show up, fill a bar at 11 a.m., and actually watched a really good game. And I just felt like it was a good vibe. You know, it's good when you can get with the community and just kind of like sharing a win together, and like, you know, instead of like crying and being mad and not wanting to talk to one another, like everyone was like in a really good state. So yeah, shout out. Like I had a great time on Saturday.
I agree. It was a fantastic party. Good to see everybody. Good to talk to a lot of people. Oilers had played probably one of the best games they played during an event, especially.
Event.
What is a fan? What did you call it?
Fan therapy brunch.
Fan therapy brunch. What does that look like? Starts at 11 o'clock?
Yeah.
Every single seat at the Brewhouse was full.
Yeah.
Nation people.
So what does it look like
was
around
insane.
6? Is there the group that's had way too many, way too quick? Is there? How was it?
There was kind of after the game, some people stuck around, some left, others went other places, others went to keep
so it
going
was
at the
mostly
house
for
or
the
whatever.
game.
Yeah, I was there for the game mostly.
My best of the week was my post-game celebrations from Fan Therapy Day.
You put in a shift, my friend.
Open the Brewhouse, close the pint. Chalmers,
you.
thoughts?
I think I'm jealous that you clearly can still do what we used to do and seem. When I do that kind of thing on a Saturday, I'm not right till like Thursday.
Oh, I was up at Sunday morning, crack of noon, and didn't give a shit the whole day.
Yeah, it's
Good
nice.
times. But I was proud. And like people were, you know, when you have a bender, Jay, and people are like congratulating you during your bender, which is just building you up more and more. Like staff of the pint would just bring shots just to see if I could drink them. And of course I can drink them and I'm fine. And people are coming up like, you're unbelievable. I'm like, thank you. I am an alcoholic, or was once upon a time.
I've noticed when you start early in the day and you kind of like ease into the start of the day, it can really get your stamina up for the rest of the day.
You just got to keep it like
totally. But if you
flatline.
start really hard, that's just a recipe for disaster. You have to like just really nurse the first couple, like first 3.
Chalmers, you taught me how to drink, so it's nice to know that even though you're pushing 40 like Leon, you still do. That's it for this week. Real Life Podcast brought to you by all sorts of new great people.
Playoffs, here we come.